Good morning, everyone. So today we will discuss the organizational behavior. So under this organizational behavior is the chapter 1, the human behavior in the dynamic work environment. So this chapter provides an overview of the study of organizational behavior. It introduces the three levels of organizational behaviors, such as individuals, work groups, and entire organizations. It also discusses the four organizational process, such as leadership, communication, decision making, and organizational change and development. The magnitude of the organization behavior as a science was greatly influenced by various disciplines such as psychology, sociology, anthropology, medicine, amongst others. So, on this chapter, we will first tackle the organizational behavior. So, what does the organization behavior means? So, it is the study and application of knowledge and theories about how people as individual and as group act within an organization. This is from the statement is from the Newstrom and Davis of 1997. It means that it identifies way of which people can act more effectively in organization. It is a scientific discipline that uses an empirical, research-based approach to find a body of knowledge about the behavior in organization. So, human behavior, ito yung nag-identify na ano ang mga current behaviors ng individual or as a group inside the organization. Ano yung mga behavior? Behavior like for example, yung pagiging hindi late, pagka-punctual, yun yung hindi late ha, yung punctuality, yung masunurin sa boss, pinang-follow ang protocol, or doon ka sa behavior na tipong palagi kang late, palagi kang absent, palagi kang naka-leave, tapos hindi ka pa nagpapasok everyday. Alright, so yun yung mga binabasihan sa behavior. Whether it's individual, it's group na behavior, it's group na act within an organization. Okay, through the years, a large number of studies and research findings are added to its knowledge base. In an organization, it is a structured social system consisting of groups and individuals working together to meet some agreed upon objectives. Ayan. So based on the definition of the organization, this is the field that seeks knowledge of behavior in organizational setting by systematically studying individual, group, and organizational processes. So under the organization po, dito po ino-observe yung individual, sabi ko kanina yung individual as ikaw, as employee, as boss, as leader. So dito ino-observe yung mga behaviors. Or yung tipong groups. What do we mean by groups? Yung per department. Kung may progress ba per department. For example, ang team ninyo. Okay? Kasi minsan, sa loob ng isang organisasyon, kinakount ang behavior ninyo as a team. Meron ding tipong nire-rate kayo as individual. Alright? So, pasok pa rin yun sa organization or as a company or organization pa rin yung buo, pangkalahatan. So, dyan nakikita kung may development ba sa loob ng kumpanya ninyo, may development ba sa loob ng team ninyo, o may development ba sa pagkatao mo under the current organization na nabilong ka. Alright? So, there are 3 levels regarding on the organizational behavior, tatlong level. Number 1 is the individuals. Yan yung sarili. Number 2, the work groups. Yan yung sinasabi kong teams. Okay? And the last is the entire organization. In companies or firms, individuals work in groups. Manager look at the behavior of individual, whether they are alone or in teams. So ang mga boss, no, hindi lang naman ang manager, ang mga boss or naka-assign sa inyo ng mga boss, kasi may mga assigned yan na mag-observe sa inyo. They observe you as an individual and they observe you as a group. Okay, as an individual, tinitingnan kung paano ka nag-grow, kung paano mo hinahandle yung stress, kung paano mo hinahandle yung every situation, kung paano ka maging maaga sa trabaho at kung paano ka maging late sa trabaho. Lahat yun ino-observe. Alright? Attitudes, physical attributes, emotional mo on how you handle situation or things or the stress itself, paano mo dalahin yung problema mo sa trabaho or paano mo hindi dalahin yung problema mo sa trabaho. It is being observed by your team leaders or by your boss. Now, let's talk about the observation sa group. Diyan din malalaman ng mga boss ninyo kung ang isang individual is cooperating. Kung paano palaguin ang isang team. Hindi yung tipong inside the team nandun yung competition. No, because the competition is within yourself, not other teammates or not your colleagues or inside the team. Ang competition ay nasa sarili. So gamitin mo yun as ikaw, individual, na tipong lumago ka at the same time i-share mo sa ka-teammates mo. By that, maobserbahan ng mga boss ninyo na ang team na ito nagkakaisa. They unite, they cooperate in order for the good and the better for the progress and the development inside the company. Alright, when we talk about individual performance, it serves as overall gauge for organizational performance. So, pag sinabing individual performance, it does not mean para lang sa sarili mo. Nagre-reflect din yun sa kumpanya ninyo. Or nagre-reflect din yun sa teams ninyo. Example, perfect example, I was once working at Cytel. Now, hindi lang tipong individual ang pag-rate sa amin. What we mean by rate? Nire-rate kasi kayo yung performance mo from time to time. If may mga late ka, may absences ka, nire-rate yan ng boss or ng supervisors ninyo. So, pag may mali ang isang individual, hindi lang ang individual or ang sarili mo ang apektado nun. Apektado din ang buong team. At pag apektado ang buong team, apektado din ang buong kumpanya because, another example, because pag once may isang taong late or may isang employee na late, it is considered as lost hour of the company. Kasi every minute counts, every seconds count, and every hour counts. What does it mean? Every oras pera ang pinag-uusapan. Binabayaran ka ng kumpanya pero late ka. May ibang kumpanya kinakaltasan sa sweldo, may ibang kumpanya hindi na napapansin yun, pero kaninong loss yun, hindi lang sa employee. The entire company will suffer. Now, how about the absences? It is considered as lost hours. Why? Bakit lost hours yun? Walang progress. Bakit walang progress? Kasi absent ka. Wala kang natapos, umabsent ka pa, imbis na natapos mo for the day yun, umabsent ka for some reasons, maliban na lang sa mga emergency and life between death na ang situation. Now, pag umabsent ka na, wala lang, gusto ko lang umabsent. Lost hour mo yun, lost hour ng team mo, lost hour ng kumpanya mo. Kasi, imbis na pumasok ka at may magawa ka in the entire na araw, buong araw na nakapasok ka, wala ka nagawa kasi nga umabsent ka. So, delayed ang mga projects, delayed ang trabaho, so kailangan mag-adjust. Kung hindi ka pa marunong mag-adjust, delayed lahat. Apektado ka, apektado ang team, apektado ang buong kumpanya. Okay. Individual performances, it is influenced by individual characteristic such as attitudes, personality, perceptions, and values. Alright, dyan na bilong individual influence, characteristic, dyan na bibilong yung attitudes, personality, perceptions, pananaw mo, at values mo. Let's talk about the attitudes. Okay? Kung sa tingin mo is ikaw ang employee na gustong matuto at willing matuto, then nag-a-accept ka ng kamalian mo. At meron ding employee na may attitude na tipo, siya lang ang tama. At ayaw niyang tumanggap ng pagkakamali. Alright? So may mga ganong attitude. Meron ding attitude na okay lang yan, malate ako, at least pumasok. Or meron ding attitude ang isang employee na kailangan ko mag-aga, I don't want to be late kasi sayang ang panahon, sayang ang oras. Alright, ang tanong, saan kayo dun na employee? Negative or positive na attitude? You choose. It's your choice. Alright, next, personality. Yung tipong ang personality mo is nakaka-good vibes sa ibang mga katrabaho mo, o tipong bad trip ka palagi at nakasimangot. So, depende pa rin yun sa'yo as ikaw as employee kung anong i-apply mo. Next, perceptions, pananaw. Pinaka-importante ang pananaw sa isang employee. Whether ikaw ang pinakamababang employee or ikaw ang pinakamataas na employee sa kumpanya ninyo, importante ang pananaw. Bakit? It affects your decision making. Again, ang pananaw ay nakaka-apekto sa decision making. Now, if my current situation na ang pananaw mo is negative, then your decision will be negative. Now, if my situation ng pananaw mo is positive, then malamang ang decision mo is positive. Alright. Yan ang sinasabi na kung anong pananaw mo nakakaapekto sa pagkatao mo. May kasabihan din na when you are angry, do not make a decision. When you are happy, do not make a decision. Kailangan yung feelings mo neutral. Next, let's talk about values. Okay, may mga employee na hindi well-mannered, may mga employee na well-mannered, may mga employee na may etiquette. You know what's etiquette? Asal, magandang asal. In all ways, kumain, makipag-usap, yung magalang, yun yung naka-include sa values. May mga employee talaga hindi natin maiiwasan yan because organization is not perfect. Again, organization is not perfect. Why? Kasi kung wala yung employee na tipong bastos, hindi balanse ang isang grupo. Okay? Meron talaga yan at hindi mo yan maiiwasan. There are other employee or staff na mga bastos, but I am not saying lahat. May ibang employee, they always followed protocols and standards. And there are other employees na they will stand up giving you empathy, not sympathy. They always follow the standard, but they give exceptional actions and they will serve you a lot. May mga ganong employee. Okay? Doon nakakabase din yung values. Okay, for example, Jollibee. Let's say, wag ka na lang Jollibee. We do not advertise Jollibee na lang. Okay. For example, you are a teacher. Considered as you are a teacher, you are an employee, right? Teacher tayo na tipong hindi tayo well-mannered. Kausap ko boss ko. Ma'am, nakaraan ma'am, nag-absent ba ako? Pwede mo yung i-present mo na lang ako. Total, bawi ko naman sa oras. Alright, ganon. teacher na well-mannered. Hi ma'am, good morning po. Ma'am, last time po, absent po kasi ako because of emergencies. Then, kaya din po naman ako umabsent kasi kumpleto na rin naman lahat ng requirements ko. Ano po pwede kong gawin? May overtime ba ako noon, ma'am? Or absent pa rin talaga ako? Alright, yun yung dapat. Okay? Another situation. Employee ka, front desk. Well-mannered. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir. How may I help you today? Perfect. Perfect yun. Tanungin mo kaagad. Ma'am, hindi well-mannered. Ma'am, ano pong kailangan ninyo? Hindi yun well-mannered. Because nakadepende yun sa words na sasabihin natin. Although, yung actions natin, iba sa sinasabi ng words natin, pero it may affect. Okay? It may affect and it will reflect on your personality. Alright, next. Letter B. Rewards, punishments such as promotion or disciplinary actions on the job. So, let's talk about rewards. Pag may mga mabuti kang nagagawa in regards sa para sa sarili mo, para sa team mo, at para sa kumpanya ninyo, malamang bibigyan ka ng magandang reward. What do we mean by reward? Araw-araw ba binibigyan ka ng pera? Hindi naman sa ganon. Pero yung promotion is nandyan. Yung rate at saka recommendation ng mga boss, nandyan yan. So, for example, si Juan, palagi siyang present. Palagi siyang hindi siya late. As in, very early siya. 1 hour before the time, nandun na siya sa workplace. Tinapos niya ng maaga ang trabaho niya. Pulido, maganda, pinaghandaan, tapos na within the deadline. Then, kahit hindi inutos sa kanya, nagvo-volunteer siya, or yung tipong beyond na trabaho niya is ginagawa niya. For example, hindi niya trabaho ang magwalis sa sahig, pero nakita niya yung sahig madumi. So, nagwalis siya. So, nakita ng boss yung improvement, yung development ng personality ni Juan. So, malamang, i-recommenda yan ng boss. Boss, eto boss, si Juan, ang ganda ng performance. Employee of the year ito. So, yun ang reward na nakuha ni Juan. Employee of the year, at the same time, nirecommend pa siya ng mga boss sa ibang boss. Alright, next. How about si Pedro? Si Pedro palaging late. Hindi napapasa ng maayos yung kailangan. Late pa ipasa, hindi pa maayos. Bossy pa siya, feeling niya siya ang boss. So, nakita ngayon ng boss na tipong hindi to magandang performance ni Pedro, late pa siya. So, there are punishments. There are disciplinary actions na consequence doon sa ginagawa. Okay? Consequence ang tawag doon, hindi rewards. Alright, at napapansin yun ng mga tao. Not only the boss, pero ng ibang tao at mga ka-colleagues mo. Next is the individual motivation. It includes various styles and techniques which enhance performance. So, individual motivation is very, very important to have the self-esteem on what we call self-esteem, no? Kasi pag wala kang motivation sa sarili mo, kagaya lang yan sa tanong ng 3-in-1, para kanino ka bumabangon? May iba sumasagot, para sa sarili ko. Para sa nanay ko, para sa tatay ko, para sa mga anak ko, para sa kinabukasan. That is what we call self-motivation. Para kanino ka bumabangon. Alright, next. Let's talk about the group behavior. So group behavior, or the work of groups, influences organizational performances. It includes the dynamics of formal groups created by top management teams and informal groups formed through cliques and development develop based on common interest and friendship. Dito sa work groups and the work behaviors, dito nakakapaloob natin na may mga kaibigan tayo, may cooperation, may mga team. Dito papasok yung mga team buildings, kung paano mag-develop yung relationship natin sa mga katrabaho natin. Yung relationship na dinidevelop na sinasabi ko, hindi yan yung tipong magjojowa ka inside the team. I am talking about developing the relationship between you and your colleagues na maganda ang pakikitungo ninyo sa isa't isa. Bakit kailangan maganda ang pakikitungo? Why? Because if there are conflicts inside your team, malamang walang magandang maidudulot yun. Malamang nag-aaway-away lang kayo inside of your team or inside of your community. So, pag nag-aaway-away kayo, may politikang papasok. If politics strikes, then there is chaos na. There are terror. Okay? Mahati ang grupo. So, kailangan, dito i-develop natin yung pagiging pakikipagkapwa-tao. Hindi ko sinasabing makipagplastikan ka, pakikipagkapwa-tao. Okay, when we say pakikipagkapwa-tao, I'm not telling you na pabibo ka o lahat kaibiganin mo. I am saying that if someone is right, shut up. If someone is wrong, then correct him or her in a nice way or in a proper way. Okay? Nagkakaintindihan? Okay, also behavior can enhance other cooperation or conflict. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na yung behavior natin nakadepende pa rin yun. Pero iwasan naman natin ang conflict. Ang conflict inside your groups. Kasi nga, mahati yung grupo ninyo imbis na iisang team kayo. You have to be very cooperative at the same time attentive. Alright, next. Importante din inside the group is the friendly competition. Can further strengthen organizational goals because of challenging tasks given to employees. But for me, para sa akin, a piece of advice as a teacher, friendly competition will lead you to another dimension of competition na tipong nandun mabubuo yung hatred, mabubuo yung tipong maganda naman yun sa akin, at dyan nabubuo yung favoritism. Ang sinasabi ko dito, my point is, ang competition dapat is nasa sarili. Okay? Pero inside the company or the organization, hindi mawawala si competition. Right? So you have to prepare yourself emotionally and mentally na may ganon talaga, whether you like it or you will like it inside the community. Next. Alright, after discussing the 3 levels of organizational behavior, let's proceed that there are 4 organizational processes which contribute to sound and effective organizational performance. So there are 4. What is it? Letter A, we have leadership. Letter B, we have communication. And letter C, we have decision making. And lastly, we have organizational change and development. So let's talk about leadership. What do we mean by this? It is important for achieving organizational performance because leadership sets the direction where the company is going. Leadership consists of behaviors and traits of individual who can manage the organization. Okay, when we talk about leadership, it is the art of motivating a group of people to act towards achieving a common goal. So, iisa lang yung goal ninyo. May isang nangunguna lang. Hindi man siya nangunguna minsan siya ang taga-push. What do we mean by taga-push? Push siya sa good side or bad side. Pinupush niya kayo into a good side na pare-pareho kayong mag-finish or end up sa goal ninyo. Alright? In business setting, this can mean directing workers and colleagues with a strategy to meet the company's needs. So aside from strategy, meron din dapat kayong, or ang leader should have goal, right? Goal or objectives, okay? So a great leader possesses a clear vision, is courageous, has integrity, honesty, and humility, and clear focus. Okay? And the role of the leadership is to inspire, influence, and guide others to participate in a common effort. Good leader don't just bark orders or hand out directives with no explanation. Instead, they use effective communication and motivation techniques to facilitate actions by their teams. Alright, so next we will proceed to communication. Communication, it links the organization to its employees and to the environment where it operates. So, importante ang communication inside the organization. Good communication is the recommended one. Why? Paano kayo magkakaintindihan kung hindi kayo nagsasalita, kung hindi kayo nagko-communicate? Communication does not mean na nagsasalita kayo o nag-uusap kayo. It means other forms, okay? There are other forms of communication. Send an email, chat, send a message, meetings, memorandum, circulars. That is way of communication. Other than that, gestures, yung mga non-verbal ng communication, that's the gestures, yung mga body language, that is another form of communication. Alright, communication is very, very important inside the business or the organization because is how employees and management interact among each other to reach organizational goals and be more aligned with the core company's values. Its main purpose is to improve organizational practices, eliminate silos, keep employees informed, and reduce error. So it's very, very important to have a communication to emphasize the goal, the objective, and to cite the strategy in order to have a success. Next is the decision making. Okay, it provides techniques on how to arrive at good decision. As I said a while ago, that the perception can affect the decision making. Okay, next is the organizational change and development. It implements the concept of change, how it is handled, and how change improve organizational performance. So why do we need to change if there are sets of goals? So sabi nga natin, minsan, pag hindi effective ang isang strategy, mag-proceed sa plan B. So, as an individual, for the good of the groups, dapat meron kayong mga suggestions in order to have, if hindi mag-push through ang isang strategy. And as an employee, as an individual, as a team, you have the courage to be flexible in every decision na gagawin. Okay? Or flexible dapat kayo sa mga changes. If hindi nag-adapt yung current strategy, then i-change siya from another strategy, then you have to be very flexible na, okay, ready rin kami dito for this instances, okay, for this situation. Okay, example for that. Maganda yung tourism sa Palawan. So may mga strategy na, open natin si San Vicente si Long Beach, blah 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 blah. Biglang nag-strike si pandemic. Paano mo ma-open yung tourism if the pandemic strikes and it is arising? From day to day, ang daming cases. Paano ngayon yung mga taong sumusuporta sa kanila ang turismo? So what strategy na naman ang execute? So lahat ng mga leaders, including in tourism, officials na mga public officials, including the LGUs, should have another strategy na tipong hindi mamamatay sa gutom ang mga tao na nasustentuhan sila dahil sa turismo lang. Ano-ano ang other options? So, the leaders, kahit hindi leaders, employees, kailangan flexible sa mga changes. Alright? So, we will proceed on the next meeting or next discussion, the magnitude of organizational behavioral science. Right? So next topic, we will discuss the magnitude organization behavior as a science, and that is psychology, sociology, anthropology, and medicine, and amongst others. So guys, I hope you learned something from me today. I hope guys you stay safe and stay at home. God bless everyone. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.